How you feeling? I had to start off with that because it's been a week, it's been a month, but it's not like chaotic, it's just transitional, like transformational. Let's say it that way. I pray you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Welcome to Next Level Transformation Talk, where we navigate through inner transformation, personally, professionally, and spiritually next level. I am Tiffany, your host and your life and wellness coach and a realist on the planet. Just saying. How y'all feeling? Um, this Listen, I wanted to talk about this with y'all. I do Monday messages on Instagram. So if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at Tiffany Lorette, two E's on the end. I do Monday messages every week, navigating um, life and wellness, giving you a message of inspiration, a message of encouragement, a message of embodiment as you are starting a new week. We all need moments in encouraging words, supporting words as we embark on a new week. But I wanted to talk about Monday message with y'all, right? Because this is something Holy Spirit was just like it has to be discussed, and that's finding your safe space within oneself. If you're anything like me, you got a lot on your plate. Understand? You are doing a lot of things at once. You are juggling the multiple things at one time. You have multiple hats that you wear. Understand? For me, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, I am a coach, I am a daughter. Understand? I am a leader. I am an impact. Like I have so many different titles and hats that I wear, and it's very easy for me to throw myself into things that I love, whether it's motherhood, whether it's, coaching, whether it's navigating my business, working my business. Like it's so easy because it's things that I love. Like all the hats that I wear are not chaotic, they're not hectic, they're not depressing. Okay. I love every hat that I wear, right? But none of them provides me a safe space to just be. Right? I'm always moving in all of those hats that I wear, all of those titles that I have been blessed to embody. I'm always moving, I'm always shaking, I'm always navigating, I'm always uncovering, right? A safe space allows you to be. And one of the things that Holy Spirit kind of revealed to me, because Holy Spirit is Spirit of truth. Let's talk about it. And one of the things Holy Spirit revealed to me is your safe space needs to be with oneself, within your spirit, for you to be able to feel, to be able to flow, for you to be able to understand, for you to be able to um, yearn, and a lot of us are in spaces where we throw ourselves in our work, i.e., I'm one of them. We throw ourselves in our work and we feel because it's something that we love to do. It's something that we love to, um, like if you're anything like me, what you do is what you love to do. Like you don't really categorize it as work. You don't categorize it as something that like on a to-do list, something like that, right? So you feel as if that's your safe space, right? For a long time, I threw myself, especially through major life shifts and challenges in my life, I threw myself in my work and in my business because I felt safe there, right? Because everything around me was kind of falling apart. Everything around me didn't make sense because I was shifting, I was transitioning, I was elevating within my life in ways that I didn't even think I needed. So everything was kind of uncertain around me, but the only thing was certain was my purpose. And so I would throw everything, my time, my energy, everything within that, and I felt safe there until I realized I was not centering myself within my spirit. I was centering myself within my business. And it no longer became safe because I was so emotionally invested in my business that I was restricting myself from progressing. I was restricting myself from elevation. I was restricting myself from support and mentorship and partnership. Okay, so it no longer became a safe space, right? Because I was so emotionally invested. A safe space allows you to feel your emotions, not be tied to your emotions. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And so this is why he was like, okay, talk about this, because inner transformation, when you shift, when you go through dramatic shifts within your life, whether it's personally, right, your relationships, your connections, mentally, emotionally, you go through major shifts, whether it's professionally, business, going from a 9 to 5 to entrepreneurship, or you are navigating the corporate field, or you're navigating any business, any professional realm, you're diving into your purpose, your plan, right? And even spiritually, when you are shifting and changing your beliefs, your values, your morals, right? You're gaining a higher level of understanding, higher level of clarity of your of your spiritual guidance and direction, right? You need a safe space where you can just be, where you can just be still, where you can listen, where you can receive, where you can have comfort, where you can have support, right? Because a lot of times when we go through shifts and transition, it is an isolated journey. And we don't talk about this much, right? We talk about being isolated. We talk about, cutting cords, all of that good stuff, right? But we don't really talk about that it's not just a momentary thing. A lot of times, transformation is an isolated journey, meaning it's going to be extended periods of time that you're going to be riding solo dolo. Understand? So it's very important to find your safe space within oneself, right? You can't find safe space within what you produce, because that will always be shifting, that will always be changing. You can't find a safe space in who you are connected to, because again, that will always be shifting, that will always be changing. The more that you grow, the more that you heal, the connections are going to change, and they're going to transform, and they're going to transition, and they're going to fall away. Give it a buck. They're going to dismantle. So you can't, and a lot of us are doing this. We find our safe space within our partners, and they're supposed to provide a safe environment, but not a safe space. This may cause some controversy, because a lot of us are missing that our safe space needs to align and resonate with our spiritual walk, because that is unshakable, is unmovable. Okay. Thank you, Holy Spirit. When we align our safe space within our spirit, our spiritual journey, our spiritual walk, we find comfort, we find support, but we also have transformation without dismantle, without leaving and forsaking. A lot of times you can find your safe space within your professional realm. You can find safe space within your personal connections, right? But there comes a time that they will shift and they will leave. Once you heal, once you elevate, once you grow, once you expand mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? Your relationships will shift. Your relationships will change. Your relationships will dismantle. Okay, same thing professionally. Once you heal mentally, emotionally, spiritually, things will shift, things will change, things will dismantle professionally, right? But spiritually, you can heal, grow, and evolve spiritually, and your spiritual foundation will only strengthen. It won't dismantle. It will strengthen through awareness, through alignment, right? So your safe space has to be within oneself, within your spirit. I know it's very easy for us to find safe within our friends and find safe within our significant other, right? It was a point in time in my life within my marriage, I felt safe, right? But then the more I became aware, and the more that I really, truly knew this didn't feel right, I knew that I had to heal a lot. I saw things for what it was and not what I wanted it to be. And I realized it was no longer safe, right? Same thing with family members, right? We want to have connections and relationships with certain family members. But the more that you are becoming aware of oneself, the more that you see relationships with certain family members are not safe. Okay. That is when, this is why I said your safe space has to be within oneself, because of the level of awareness that you start to adapt of oneself, right? Transformation is about, I talk about these seeds are so important. Self-awareness, self-reflection, accountability, and responsibility is so imperative, to a point where once you start to plant these, then you realize the safest space is with oneself, within your spirit, within who you are created to be. I know this message may be a little deep, okay, but it does provide you some support. That is the whole objective, and clarity on navigating safe spaces, right? I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? I rock with y'all hard body. Hard body. I understand. Share this video. Go ahead and hit that like button if this resonated with you. If you found some support, if you found some encouragement with this, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be a blessing, yeah, unto others, but know that you're blessed too.